Hello, this video is a demo of the Helping Hand project version 0.1.0 and I'm gonna show you how it works and what I have done so far. So this is the main compartment, this is the base of the system. You can put remotes inside, and this is a Vicing clamp system. So you just screw this on and the two walls will come together to clamp the remote in place. In this Vicing system, you can imagine multiple kinds of remotes that are going to be inside. So these are visor attachments that you can slide it in on the walls to adapt to different kind of remotes. So for example, for a small garage door remote, this could be perfect, and you just put the remote inside. For kind of irregular shaped remotes but are still kind of flats on the sides, there is this rubber system with a small silicone-like material, and you put this on the side and it should kind of adapt and grip on most remotes, and you have two, one for each side, and the remote inside will be kind of with friction will be held in place. And there is also weird kind of remotes that I've come to see, which are kind of angled on the sides, and there is this two-part system with a pin and a wall with a degree of freedom where this can move around. So let's try this one. One on each side. And when you put the remote inside now, so as you see, this remote has kind of angled sides, and this one will fit just right in there. So let's clamp it up. Now it's correctly held in place, it doesn't move anymore, which is good. And then we're kind of getting to the modularity of the system here. So as you see, everything is designed to be super modular, so you only use what you need, and if you break one thing, you only need to replace that particular thing. And also it allows for attachments to be made by other people from the community in order to have kind of expansion system. So we start with the rails. These are the two rails. You can put one on each side if you need one more. Let's start with one. This is the nut for the servo module. So what we're gonna do is just insert the nut inside. Oops. Like that. And then we're gonna put the module on. This is one servo module. We just use a screwdriver and screw it in. We don't screw it all the way through because we might adjust the position of the servo. So here you have the system. We're just gonna put the rails on now. As you see on the sides of the system, there is two holes to put the rails on, and it's pressure fitted. There we go. Now we have the remote and the module in place. Connected to the microcontroller, that's the brain of the system. And here you have multiple arms module as well. You have long ones, short ones, one with a little bit of pressure bending to not for maybe softer buttons or harder to press. And as always, the community can come up with many attachments. So we're just gonna put one in. As you see, it's clipping into the servo module, so it's also easy to replace because that's potentially the part that's gonna break first. And then we're gonna start configuring the system on the application. So here you can see the interface. We're gonna start by registering this remote in the system, and we're gonna give it the remote ID basically. So this is per system, there is one ID. This is the first system, so this is HH0001, and we register it. Now it's connected, so it talked to the microcontroller, and it's now connected on the app. We can rename the controller. For example, this is a blinds remote, so we're gonna put blinds, maybe blinds, rename. And now the name and the configuration is stored on the device. So next person that's gonna add the remote already have the configuration. And we're gonna register this new action on the remote. It is port 0 because it's connected to the port 0 of the system. And we're gonna say that's the close button to close the blinds. we're gonna set the servo to kind of positioning system. So now it's down, close to the remote, and we're gonna position it properly. So basically, let's move the servo around until it's right there on the remote, on the button, sorry, that we want to press. So we want to press on the close button. So let's create it on the close button like that. Seems pretty good. And then to double check, we can do a click test. So let's do a click test. So we see the click test wasn't successful because the depth wasn't quite far enough. So let's increase the depth. So not yet, but quite close. So let's increase by small increments until we see it click. Not yet. Okay, now it clicked. Just one more, maybe a few degrees to make sure we click every time. And we can double check if it clicks properly. Yes, it looks good. So do confirm. And now we have this close action that's now configured. So when we press on it, we see it presses. Awesome. And we're gonna do the second rail. Maybe we want to do the open button if we need to. So let's get the second motor attachment. Let's connect it to the microcontroller. There we go. And let's connect it to the other rail. So another nut, we can put it in the rail. There we go, like that. And then let's attach the module. So it's a simple M4 screw. You screw it in, not all the way through yet. There we go. We connect the rail. There we go. Be careful with the cables. There we go. And another arm. Now it's put in place. And again, let's do the setup procedure. So we're gonna add a new action for port 1 this time, because this is second port and starts by 0. Let's put it on the open button on the remote. And let's start the positioning. So here we see the positioning is a bit too far, so we can't really see, so we can increase that a bit more. Yeah, now it's probably closer to the button, so it's better. So let's see. Let's position the button. So here it looks pretty good. Oops, I clicked on the system. So let's start again. Port 1 for the open button. Let's press set a bit more, we said. Okay, here looks good. So, yeah, maybe just angle it a tiny bit more. Okay, looks perfect. Let's do the click test. So we press click, and it didn't go quite as far as we wanted. Not yet, not yet, and this clicked. One more just to make sure it clicks every time. One few angle more, and then press confirm. And now we have the two buttons that are registered on the system. We can press open button when we want, and we can press the close button when we want. And that's it for the demo of Helping Hand. Thank you for watching.